All right, welcome back, good people. This is video number 5 of this week's video. As you know, this week's video titles are all SEO 101, 102, 103, 4, and 5, right? Now, this video, I want to start out with what's called the 3 pillars of SEO. What are the 3 pillars of SEO? Number 1 is authority. Number 2 is relevance. And number 3, trust. Those are must-haves. Those are the cornerstone of SEO. So I'm going to read a little bit about each one of those to you and turn up your music or your volume so that you can hear it. And keep this in mind as you're creating your own content, right? It says, in reality, modern search engines such as Google has hundreds of factors or signals when evaluating the authority and relevance of web pages, but we can boil them down to 2 main categories. Number 1, content, which is relevance. Number 2, links, external citation authority. First, a search engine must read and analyze the actual content and other features on a page. From this, the engine associates relevant topics with that page. Once the search engine understands the page and adds it to its index, it turns next to external signals that help validate and gauge the level of authority of the page for any given topic. Now, the role of relevance. You have to be relevant to a given topic. If you have a page about dog food, it doesn't matter how many links you get, you'll never rank for queries related to used cars. This defines a limitation on the power of links as a ranking factor, and it shows how relevance also impacts the value of a link. Consider a page on a site that is selling a used Ford Mustang. Imagine that it gets a link from Car and Driver magazine. That link is highly relevant. Also, think of it intuitively. Is it likely that Car and Driver magazine has some expertise related to a Ford Mustang? Of course. Of course they do. In contrast, imagine a link to that Ford Mustang from a site that usually writes about sports. Is the link still helpful? Probably, but not as helpful because there is less evidence to Google that the sports site has a lot of knowledge about used Ford Mustangs. In short, the relevance of the linking page and the linking site impacts how valuable a link might be considered. And finally, the concept of trust. You may hear many people talk about the role of trust in search rankings and in evaluating link quality. For the record, Google says they don't have a concept of trust they apply to links or rankings, so you should take those discussions with a grain of salt. These discussions begin because of a Yahoo patent on the concept of trust rank. The idea was that if you started with a seed set of hand-picked, highly trusted sites, and you then counted the number of clicks it took you to go from those sites to yours, the fewer clicks, the more trusted your site was. Google has long said they don't use this type of metric. However, in April of 2018, Google was granted a patent related to evaluating the trustworthiness of links, but the existence of a granted patent does not mean it's used in practice. For your own purposes, however, if you want to assess the trustworthiness of a site as a source of a link, using the trusted links concept is not a bad idea. The trusted link concept. That's not a bad idea. Okay, now that's a little bit more technical than some people will get right now, but it's not that difficult. It's simply understanding what is and what you need, what that does. Like once you understand what a link is, a backlink or a relevance link, then you'll be able to identify where you are along the process of setting up your backlinks or creating links for your blog or website, right? See, these are not like things that's not possible for you to get accomplished. You can do all these, but you have to get in the game. You have to start the process so that it begins to make sense to you, right? Because a lot of times when you just hear things and you're not actually implementing any of those things, it's harder to grasp how everything works together, right? But they do work together for the betterment of a result, right? And you want that result. You want to rank 1, 2, 3 on Google. You want to be on the first page of Google, if at all possible, right? But we know everybody can't. So you still want to continually work on things that perhaps will get you there, right? Like if you want to brand yourself like I did, my company is Speak with Larry. When you go to Speak with Larry, guess who is in that #1 slot? Yes, because there is not another Speak with Larry yet. And I'm glad, right? But you can do the same. You just have to make it creative and make it work for you and your system. Okay, I'm not going to go on any farther than that. I'm going to stop right there with this week's videos. I've enjoyed sharing this information. I really enjoyed the SEO research this week because it taught me some things that I didn't really understand. So bravo to the people that I do research with, and we're going to see you on the next week's videos. Have a great week.